Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review for Ansatsu Kyoushitsu or Assassination Classroom Episode 3. I think this is my favorite one so far. So, I wasn't really expecting to like Karma as much as I did. I was like, oh, they're like when they first showed up, I think it was the end of last episode, I was like, oh, they're kind of gonna be just this weird, edgy character, and I don't really know how they fit in with the other characters yet, but I like them more than expected, because there's a lot more nuance that was put into what was going on with them. So, yeah, I really enjoyed Karma, actually. Not like a ton, but I think they're one of my favorites already. I like them a lot. To me, koro-sensei, though, still totally carries the show. They're really good. And I still love Kurasama and Nagisa both a lot. We didn't see too much more of the green-haired girl. I'm assuming she's going to be important because she looks kind of important, though. That's sort of a very vapid and shallow way to think of it, but she looks like she'll be an important character because her design stands out more than a lot of the others. Like Karma and like Nagisa sticks out a lot from the others. But really the best thing about the show, I think, is the combination of Koro-sensei's comedy bits and their sort of serious teaching moments. I think that's really carrying the show for me. But those were just some general thoughts. I'll go through it sort of scene by scene, bit by bit, with some more detailed thoughts now. So at the beginning, when they're in the PE class now taught by Kurasama, I find the basics that they're learning to be a little bit useless, because it's one of those things where even if, like, it would take a long time to train these kids up to be like professional government assassin level, but even if they did, I don't think they could do that in a year, but even if they did train their basics to that level, the highly trained government assassins weren't able to take out Koro-sensei. So if they couldn't do it through those basic means, I don't find the basic means that useful against Koro-sensei. We have Karma then coming in, and Karma immediately is using his brain, trying to catch Koro-sensei off guard, trying to use sort of dirty underhanded methods, or just trying to, like when he was trying to make him not seem unteacherly or hurt anyone in front of the students. It's a line that he can't cross. So he's using his brain and looking at this psychologically, which is one of, if not the only ways to actually be able to handle Koro-sensei. And I mean, gosh, now that I think about it, if the government was really ruthless, they could probably just take out Koro-sensei by dropping like a massive bomb full of the anti-him BBs somewhere and just sacrificing a bunch of innocent people in the process. Maybe Koro-sensei would still be fast enough that that wouldn't work, because we know that he can just catch missiles and stuff. But yeah, now that I think about that, see, here's the thing. You can't think about it too much in those sorts of terms, because it is a... I had to keep telling myself that this episode, because it is sort of a narrative, a plot line, and you can't be like, oh, well, they could have killed him here, because then the story would be over and it wouldn't be a good story. Where I was like, he's trying everyone's soup, what if somebody just ground up the anti-him knife into like a really fine powder and put in the soup and he drank it? Like, not somebody he would be suspecting, just one of the random nobodies in the back. If he is that careless as to step on them or to fall for the handshake thing, then wouldn't he just drink it and then die because of the anti-him poison within the soup? So it's one of those things where you can't think about it in those terms, because then the series would just end really quickly and there'd be no tension. It's not... like, it is about them trying to kill him within a year, but it's also not about them trying to kill him within a year. It's even more so about him teaching them, and the bonds they form along the way are the real assassination. But yeah, using their brain, back to my original point, is kind of really one of their only options, if not their only option, because doing things physically has obviously not worked, even for people even more well-trained than them. The voice actor for Karma, I think I'll praise too, does a really good job of not sounding too Accelerator-like or too Bakugo-like, because they're two sort of big famous characters from the voice actor, who also and of course I'm talking about the original Japanese voices and all, who also have sort of an edge to them. So for them to be doing another character with an edge to them, it would be easy to fall into the same voice acting habits and be really similar, especially to Accelerator, but it's really cool how the voice actor does a really good job of kind of making Karma's voice different and their own and not sounding too much like other characters that they play. So we find out from Nagisa that they and Karma were in the same class for their first and second years, which means that they're at least third years now, which means if this is high school, then they are around 17, 18 years old, each of these characters. Because that was something I talked about maybe in episode 1, wondering what exactly the ages were for them. So yeah, if they're third year high school, then they're around 17, 18 now. But them being in classes the first 2 years lends into my theory that the bullied student being protected was Nagisa. So that, of course, is the reason he is in Class E. And now they're both in Class E together for the third years. We have weakness 4 for Koro-sensei, which is his soft punches. I thought that was adorable. But we also have, I really, really like, and this is something I mentioned for the past 2 reviews as well, how Nagisa's sort of place is being really analytic and paying a lot of attention and being really observant to people in the way they act. So I like it's that Nagisa is thinking, I'm now wondering if I've been calling Nagisa a she this whole review. Sorry if I have, but I like that Nagisa was able to sort of analyze that Karma has a lot of smarts and a lot of skills, but they misuse their smarts and skills to clash with other people. So again, I like that it was Nagisa delivering that line, thinking about them, because it goes totally in line with their character of being observant and analytical of everything that's going on around them, at least in the way that other people act. Also, Nagisa is so cute. Just the big baggy pants I always think are so cute, and the hair too, and the voice actor does a great job. So yeah, from there on, we have more of Karma and Nagisa together, and he mentions that the teacher went and died on him. Now later on, we get some more explanation for that, so I'll save more detailed thoughts on that for a little bit. But the next morning, of course, he takes out this octopus, kills it and all, and leaves it as a message to try to shake Koro-sensei a bit, again using a psychological method. But now that Koro-sensei is like, okay, let me actually pay attention to this one student, it's like, if Koro-sensei is just goofing off and sort of letting their personality get the better of them, they can be tricked by some of the things that were going on before. But if Koro-sensei is like, okay, let me put them in their place, and actually pays attention to what a certain student is doing, then there's totally no chance. And we see that throughout the day. But again, sorry, saying again too much, the analytical nature of Nagisa when talking to Karma, mentioning the octopus thing. Oh no, they don't dislike being called an octopus. In fact, it seems as though Koro-sensei almost takes it as sort of a way that they see themselves a bit. So again, I like that, and we have the high-speed or Mach-speed takoyaki made by... when I watched that, I was hungry the first time watching that from Koro-sensei and all that. Also, the fact that a quirk of Koro-sensei's is that he tends things. He brings up even the sharpening of the rusty knives of an assassin. So he's training them sort of fully as assassins, as students, as people, and even on a smaller level when he constantly sort of cleans things and like gave Karma a manicure and everything. Koro-sensei has this sort of a really cool quirk that works at sort of a micro and macro level that can be used for cute things and also be used to explain sort of the grander decisions that the character makes, and that's really cool. So from there we get a bit more of Karma's backstory. We learn that he had this teacher that treated him kindly and let sort of his delinquent-esque behaviors slide because of his grades, and when that teacher sort of finally broke with him in that he hurt a really great sort of top student, and he's like, this is going to cost my job. I've been forgiving things because of your grade, but not when it comes at my own expense. When this teacher sort of betrays him like that, the teacher becomes dead to him, and I think that adds so much nuance and really good stuff into the character, where if he like legitimately murdered a teacher, that would kind of be, I don't know, that'd kind of be crappy, because it's like this level of edginess that doesn't really fit in with the rest of what we've seen so far, but him not actually killing the teacher, but the teacher being dead to him, but him making it seem like the teacher was actually dead, is really, really cool and adds a lot of nuance into the character that I like. But then he tries his suicidal plan, and I didn't really think that was a very good plan given what he had tried already, because it was very physical and very straightforward, and we've seen that these physical, straightforward plans just aren't going to work. Koro-sensei is too OP. And right near the end, we learn a little bit more info about him saving a bullied student and all that. So, I'm guessing that it was Nagisa. That's, of course, my theory on that, because we know that they were in first and second year classes together. Nagisa got transferred to Class C, and then after sort of he defended a student that was getting sent to Class C, or that was in Class C, after he defended them by beating up that good student, of course, after the suspension, he was going to have to start in Class C as well. So yeah, then we have the ending again. The ending is so amazing. I love the song and animation. I've said it every review so far, but I love the ending. And damn that end card. Damn the hot Koro-sensei end card. I wasn't expecting that one. But yeah, some thoughts as a whole. I love that that teacher wasn't actually dead, in that Karma's character has a lot of nuance to it that I didn't expect. So much more depth. And I really, really, really like that. I also love how, again, it's only been 3 episodes, and for it to only be 3 episodes, we have learned a lot. Yet, despite how much we've learned, it still feels like things are being introduced slowly, and developed slowly, and revealed slowly, despite how much we've learned, and I like that. I like that slow pace we're taking, where we've seen this green-haired girl, we've seen all these other classmates here and there, but we know like nothing about them yet, and I'm assuming because of the way the opening shows each of them off, we're probably going to get more development for each one individually, or at least a little bit more development for each one. So I really like that we're taking our time with that. I like that we're not just having a little bit of each one of them all introduced together, and then so it's like, just this basic flanderized quirk of this one character, and that's all they're ever going to be in the series. I like that we're taking time and just having each student come in, be prominent, learn a lesson, move along, and get to be important again, or meaningful to us when they do show up with their own personal quirks, because then they're a character that we can connect with. Like at this point, the character from last week's episode that got a lesson from Koro-sensei, or this week it was Karma. Now we can connect with those characters because we've seen a bit of their past and seen a bit of their reasoning and sort of what they're planning to do and how they've grown for the future. So I really, really like that, rather than just throwing all these characters at us at once. And yeah, as I said before, Koro-sensei is still the best, still my favorite part of this. And as a score, I'd give it 8.5 soft punches out of 10. Yeah, I really, really enjoyed this one. I think it might be my favorite so far. And thank you for watching. I'm sorry if my voices seemed off. I feel like this and the video I recorded right before this, I feel like I've been kind of struggling just to get words out. That happens just occasionally when I record. It's like sometimes it's like difficult to talk. I feel like I'm pushing vocally to be audible. But yeah, I really enjoyed this episode, and I hope you did too. This is a patron selected series, so if you want to help select series, I'll like every 3 months I'll be like, okay, do you want me to continue on with this series, or do you want me to do something new? And if you want me to do something new, I can do something new, but I have a feeling we're going to stick with Assassination Classroom for a bit. And regardless of that, whenever we finish Assassination Classroom, I'll do it every 3 months, or whenever we finish a series. Then I'll be like, hey, Do you want me to do something new? What do you want me to do? Everybody throw in some suggestions, and then we'll vote on those suggestions. So yeah, if you want to help be a part of that process, joining on Patreon would be great, or just helping out the channel and keeping it going in the future. I've been thinking about maybe doing reactions to series that I review as well, and just posting the full unedited versions of the reactions on Patreon just about as soon as I do them, and then posting the edited versions just whenever I get a chance, not on any sort of schedule. So I may or may not start also doing reactions to my first time watching each of these episodes. So I'll record the reaction, then I'll watch it again and take notes, like I have been doing, watching it twice and take notes, and then I'll do the review. The reviews I'll still be attempting to do every weekend. I know this one's a little bit on the later side because of me being sick and me being busy because I was sick. I'm trying to catch up with everything. So yeah, that's kind of where I am now on things. Is I might be doing reactions to this, and if I do, full versions will be up on Patreon too. So either way, joining up on Patreon would help the channel. Also, like, comment, subscribe, any of that if you want to help out the channel or talk to me in the comments, or sort of just keep up with when the new videos will be out. There's a ton of other things on the channel as well, or alternatively, or in addition to that, you could also follow on Twitter, and I post on Twitter, I tweet whenever I post a new video, or I could just keep you updated on how things are going there. Though I have been better lately about posting on the community tab in YouTube whenever something's going on, just to keep everyone updated. Also, if you'd like a link to our Discord server, you can talk to me or more of us on Discord. It's free and open for anyone. Just ask and I can give you a link. That's it. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.